Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. We bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. Happy Eid-el-Fitr. Today is the original holiday.
Is it the original?
Today is the original holiday.
Tomorrow is extended.
No.
Okay.
Some people's holiday was yesterday.
Oh, somehow. Okay.
So
where is the extension coming from?
No, I'm not talking about extension. I'm talking about now.
wanted to know.
Now.
Okay.
Is it today is the original holiday, Abi?
It is. I think so.
We all think so because some people actually did yesterday.
They did yesterday. Yeah, flew over.
No, don't flow over. Don't let them hear you.
I think that some of our people from the north.
Sorry, the microphone, sir.
I think that some of our people from the north are going to be celebrating theirs tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
Some you said.
Yes.
Okay, because we know
Some
one
people
that
who started yesterday.
yesterday. Okay.
So bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. If you're just joining us for the very first time, welcome to the bar. It is going to be promise that is going to be a very interesting one. Today we're going to be talking about a lot about the Labour Party crisis. Also, still not just sticking to that alone. The role between the federal government and the PDP presidential candidate and or the former, or look at it as the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar. We're going to be talking about it also. He seems to have a lot to say about the Lagos-Calabar highway project. Also, the power issues still, the federal government is really putting a lot of fire on that discourse. So we'll see where that goes to. We're going to be talking a bit about that also. Ganduje is in the news. He's in the news. We're going to be talking about that, a bit of the court. Sadly, a traditional ruler, after observing Eid prayers today, passed on. Also, talking about traditional rulers, there's still conversation around the Olubadan designate. So we're going to be talking about that, a few issues with sports and maybe entertainment, if time permits us. So let's get right into today's show. We are joined by Mr. Tanko Yunusa as we will, if he can hear us, we would like him to unmute so that basically, okay, it seems he's on the phone. So let's, maybe before we get to him, let's just give a bit of rundown of one of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So majorly, there's a lot of issues with Labour Party, except we want to lie to ourselves. And like there's something that SRI talked about yesterday. Okay, sorry, in the studio I did not invite everybody. On a normal day, you people used to talk. Now, what happened today?
You are running on. I wanted to follow you.
No, don't
It's
follow
your
me.
guide.
Don't follow me.
It's
Don't
your
follow
guide,
me. Don't
okay?
follow me at this point.
Okay, so the floor is open for the larger audience, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. My name is Tokunbo Jekuni. Welcome. It's a bit about the Eid-el-Fitr for me. Happy celebration. Welcome. It's going to be a very long and interesting session today. Very interesting.
Very interesting topic.
Okay, my name is Olarenwaju, and it's always a pleasure to be at the bar.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things today. What is the problem?
Yeah,
You have something to say?
it's fine.
You have something to say? You don't?
No, please go on.
Okay, good. Okay, so at the moment, if you can hear us, we are joined right now by Mr. Yunusa Tanko Abdullahi. At the moment, we're going to be, he's the chief spokesperson of the Labour Party. So we're going to be talking a lot to him. And in the studio as well, we have, for people that watched yesterday, that was watching who is this person that was, commenting a lot? He's right here in the flesh. He is right here in the flesh, Pastor Ime James. And for people that know Boomba very well, it's not his first time. He's a regular. He just disappeared. He just disappeared. So basically, welcome, sir. So if you can hear us, sir, Mr. Yunusa Tanko, please, you're welcome to the Boomba right here. Hello, sir. Can we hear you, sir? I'm not sure that I could hear what he's saying, sir.
Okay.
I'm not sure I could hear it. Hello, sir. Could you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud.
Okay, yes.
Can you hear me?
Now, yes, we can. Yes, we can. We're listening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, we're right here. That we're talking. Yesterday we had a very long talk about a lot of things. We know that Labour Party issues first started with there was a bit of factional issues, which the truth is that we're in Nigerian politics is not new. The so-called oldest party, the PDP, we saw the drama that happened in the PDP at the 2023 elections, the G5 governors, everybody has their own factions. Even in the APC, we've seen it. In fact, the beginning, if we really look at it, the beginning of APC that started AC was factions from the AD. So it's kind of, not like it's ideal, but it is what it is. But the interesting one, the one that took a very interesting turn, was the issue, or is the issue, between the NLC and the Labour Party, which seems to now have gotten more audience, or a lot of people talking about what exactly is the problem. There are a lot of irregularities that they've been saying. A few weeks ago, there was a convention, and just 24 hours after that, first it was the, I think it was the Board of Trustees that said that that convention was not legal. Also, INEC even had to come out to say that it was completely, that they were not there, so it makes it null and void. And then you now see NLC coming out to say that one person should not be there. They're taking over. The last one we heard yesterday, we talked about yesterday, was NLC saying that they're taking over the party. Now, Labour Party has come out today to say they do not have the powers for NLC to come out. We've heard NLC saying that they own the party and all that back and forth. Sir, can you help us shed a little bit of light on what exactly is the problem with the Labour Party in regards to NLC?
Okay. Thank you very much for having me. And then I want to say a shout out to all my other colleagues who are in the studio with you, and at the same time to wish every Nigerian and indeed the whole world a happy Eid-el-Fitr. It's a celebration of having gone through a lengthy period of fasting for 30 days, and then hoping that we've prayed to God Almighty to continue to protect us and protect our country and make it a better country for everybody. This is some of the summary of the prayers that majorly every Muslim around the world must have made to himself and to his own country, and I share same with my own country. Now,
Yes,
with that, let me quickly allude to the fact that my humble self, I'll be speaking to you on the fact that I've been together with the Labour Party for over 25 years.
Oh, wow.
And for that reason, I know the Labour Party within my level of understanding. I have shared positions with the leadership right from inception. I will also be speaking to you as a chairman of the all political parties in Nigeria. At one time, I was the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council. So when the Professor Jega speaks as INEC chairman, I am the next person that speaks, and nobody else speaks on behalf of the political party. Maybe you may not know something of that, but the fact is that I was more or less like in charge of PDP, APC, everybody were under my leadership at that time. Then secondly, I'll be speaking to you as a member of the National Peace Committee held by the former President Abdulsalam Abubakar. I was a member of that peace committee that ushered in the election that came in when we had the 2015 election, where President Jonathan also threw in the towel and congratulated the winner. I'll be speaking to you as a former national chairman of the National Conscience Party, which is an ideologically based political party formed by late legal luminary Gani Fawehinmi. This is the summary of which I can say I'll be speaking to you from. And in that regard, with regard to the Labour Party specifically, sometime around those years that I mentioned to you, the chairman of the Labour Party, before Comrade Jiro, Pomon, Ejiofor, and the rest of them, the first chairman at that time was Comrade Dan Nwanyang. Comrade Dan Nwanyang was the foremost leader of the Labour Party that won election that brought in Governor Olusegun Mimiko, who did exceptionally well in at that time. Now, after his leadership, during his leadership, there was a leadership tussle that emanated between himself and then the Nigerian Labour Congress. I want to also say here, at that period in time, the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC were all members of the National Working Committee of the Nigerian Labour Party. And I remember with nostalgia, Comrade Festus Iyayi, former president of ASU. He was a National Working Committee member of that particular party. So there was no difference between the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Labour Party as at that time. Ideologically and principally, everything that was being done was reflected back to the Nigerian Labour Congress, because the Labour Congress, Nigerian Labour Congress has a political commission. Why I'm going through this lane to explain is for people who do not understand what is actually going on, the historical background, because a lot of people just hear Labour Party, but there are all kinds of issues right before this particular period. Now, going down the line, we had this particular issue. At that time, the secretary of the Labour Party was Abdulsalam A.A. Salam of blessed memory, who was the secretary. And so the leadership tussled and through for quite a while before the Independent Electoral Commission actually came in for a peaceful resolution. At that time, the peaceful resolution was not successful, but Dan Nwanyang, in his own magnanimity, threw in the towel and stepped down and handed over the leadership to the secretary then, who is A.A. Salam. And A.A. Salam carried on the battle again to a point that he has to leave his office. He left his office. There were talks moving around with his office. They have to go and conduct a national convention in Akwanga, not in Lafia, in Nasarawa State, Akwanga, a kind of another remote local government in Nasarawa State. So what you are seeing now that happened in Inewi is a reincarnation of what happened during A.A. Salam.
Wow.
That particular issue spread for a period of time until when God Almighty Allah took the soul of A.A. Salam. At that time, what I'm talking about, I was the national chairman of the National Conscience Party, Wada Nwanyang was the chairman of the Labour Party. Usually, because we belong to the leftists in a way, most of the political parties that you have here, the Nigerian Labour Party, PRP, the National Conscience Party, quite a number of us, Social Democratic Party, we are leftists. We are social democrats. We believe in the masses. We mobilize the lower trodden, the Okada riders, market women, and all of those. And those are our constituencies. So you must understand the part in which we come from. And there's a lot of us. Dan Wanyang is a labor man. A.A. Salam was a labor man. Abure is a labor man. At the time in which I was speaking to you, Abure himself was a deputy secretary in Edo State. He was not even a state chairman.
Okay.
He was deputy. But gradually, you know how leadership metamorphosed. He gradually became the state chairman and moved in. Kayode Ajulo's son took over as secretary of Labour Party, but he too had to leave. And when he left, his leadership was that was when Abure became the secretary of the Labour Party. Even at the time there were issues within himself and A.A. Salam. Or the other, certain forces were able to calm nerves down. Then he came back to his office and continued as a secretary of the party as at that time. But something happened within the period of 2022-2023. We of the National Consultative Forum, after quite a number of political parties have been deregistered, we felt it is time for us to come together and wrestle for power, being a leftist group.
Okay.
Some other person, and this particular group was led by Professor Pat Utomi, Obiese Kwesili, Comrade Femi Falana, quite a number of our brothers, Wale Okuniyi, my humble self. We had meetings with 16 political party leaders. 16. I was the secretary of that particular coalition. We were able to distill and trying to fish out one political party that we will use as a political platform to wrestle for power. Interestingly, we worked so hard till the time caught us with us. We couldn't go for a merger. For those who have been following events of political scene, we couldn't go for a merger, neither could you go for an alliance, because INEC timetable has closed down on us. So we were still looking. Luckily for us, we were able to get ADC. ADC was supposed to be the vehicle for all groups. Unfortunately, they too showed interest of still holding down to their seats. Then lastly, Abure, here I always give credit to, was able to calm down his nerves and agree for to shield his sword, to work on an agreement between the Nigerian Labour Congress and Labour Party that has been there for long. And this was domiciled at the Dispute Resolution Department of INEC. And what is the content of that particular document? The document was supposed to be signed by both the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC. In fact, it was Comrade Olarenwaju Kadri and Comrade Ayuba Waba who was supposed to sign that document. Unfortunately, only Ayuba Waba signed the document with Julius Abure. And the content of the agreement was, number one, we will have a national convention which they tag as Unity Convention to take care of all different interest groups. Unity Convention, starting from the ward to the local government, to the state, and then to the national. This particular agreement is sequel to the Constitution of the Labour Party, Section 9, subsection 1, 2, 3, Section 10, and Section 11. If you have a copy of the Constitution of the Labour Party, please go through. It gives you the right of privileges of a member. It gives you the sequence of the structure of the party. It gives you also the procedure and membership. Now, in that regard, it was agreed that that particular convention would take up with reference to these sections of the Constitution that I mentioned. Unfortunately, one way or the other, that particular agreement was kept in abeyance by the recent development of the National Convention that you saw in Nnewi. That convention was supposed to take place before in Abia. I will tell you authoritatively, I was appointed as director of publicity of the Labour Party at the last meeting that we had in Asaba. But for that particular convention that held in Inewi, it may amaze you to know I did not even know about it.
Oh wow.
I
Okay,
did not know
sir.
about it at all.
Sorry to cut
And
you
so-
short. Hello, sorry to cut you short, sir. So, with what you're saying
Hello?
now, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
So, with what you're saying now, are
Yes, I can hear you.
we saying authoritatively that the NLC really does
Hello?
not have the powers? Can you hear me, sir?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh, hello, hello.
We
hello.
can hear you.
Oh.
Can you hear us? We can hear you clear, loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, sir. So, what I'm saying is that with a bit of explanation that you have given now, are we saying authoritatively that NLC really did not have or does not have the powers that is claiming on the Labour Party as we speak?
No, I didn't say so. I said it does.
Okay. Just wanted
No,
to
I
put
just
that
want
out there clearly so that we have it on record.
That's what I'm saying. They do.
Okay, sir.
In fact, they are even referring to the judgment was passed by Olaleko Osolo, who was the judge that passed the resolution on the ownership of the Labour Party. They do. They are the one that created the party.
Okay.
But you see, creating a party is different. Being part of it and making sure that you are actively involved in its mobilization and ensure that its execution is another different thing.
Yeah.
As we speak today, there's a copy of the certificate of the Labour Party in the hands of the Nigerian Labour Congress. There's also a certified true copy of the certificate of the party in the hands of the Labour Party.
Okay.
So we have two certificates of the party in circulation.
Why is that so? Why?
So you see,
Why is that so? I want to know. We want to know why.
yes, let me explain. While Dan Wanyan was leaving office, he handed back the certificate of the party to the Nigerian Labour Congress
Okay.
as owners of the party. Are you with me?
Yes, we are, sir.
Then later on, A.A. Salam was trying to institutionalize and steady his own leadership. He now wrote to INEC saying that the certificate that was issued to the party is missing.
Okay.
And so therefore, they should issue a true copy
True
of the
certified
certificate.
copy. Yeah.
And INEC, possibly based on laws, also issue him with a true copy of the certificate.
Okay, so that's
So that gives you two.
wow. Wow. So that
now
already
understand?
yes, we totally
I'm-
understand. So now everybody is claiming a level of legality that they have. Hello, sir, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So people will. So at the moment now, and His Excellency Peter Obi looking forward, try to intervene at every point in time of these challenges. You agree with me, you need a peaceful environment to be able to run for any kind of election.
Oh yes, definitely.
And that is what he's calling. So he's calling for a peaceful resolution. But if you ask me, I am more worried about the barrage of litigation on the head of the Labour Party.
I agree.
I'm seriously worried about the litigation.
Okay, sir, talking about
Considering the fact that
I'm talking about the litigation. If we would remember, there is before this convention, there was a court. There's still a court case that had declared Abure as I think it was from the appeal court, and I think that the Apapa faction had said they were going to the Supreme Court. But now that, according to the NLC, the whole leadership has been disbanded, does that have anything to do with, will that court case still go on? And even if it does go on and there's a Supreme Court judgment declaring whoever, does this, the NLC's, the NLC's resolution, does it stand, or does the Supreme Court judgment now take over?
Hello?
Hello, sir, can you hear
It will
us?
take a few seconds, then you will respond. There's a lag. The free-
Okay, I think
it's frozen now.
I think it's frozen. I think it's frozen now. So before we get to since it's frozen from his side, let's come to the studio. And Pastor Amy James, like I said, I think we should actually still talk about that question that I asked. Now that there is now the issue with it, because as at the time when there was the I think he's off. Maybe he's going to join. Maybe his network will try to get him back. But as at the time when there was that court case and all that litigation between Apapa and Abure, the NLC's issues with the Labour Party, as it might have been there, but it was not this pronounced. Now that the NLC has seemed to have disbanded the Labour Party's leadership, what does that say for that particular litigation? Does it completely just make it null and void, whatever outcome of that?
Well, thank you for having
Please,
me.
moving closer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me on. Well, you cannot close the case because it's already in court, and only the court has the powers to close a case after they must have adjudicated on the merit and the demerits of the case.
Okay.
However, if you listen carefully to Dr. Atiku, who is the Director General or the Director of Communication for Obidati campaign, you would see the trajectory. The challenge with the Nigerian politician is that they are not, they behave like emperors. They behave like emperors. And so that's why we always distinguish ourselves as the obedient movement. Peter Obi has more than 1,000 support groups in Nigeria. And many of them have structures in the 36 states of the Federation. And many of them have refused to join Labour Party because of the kind of things that they experienced before and during the election.
Elections, yeah.
And so, this territorial protection is what I believe is creating a problem within the Labour Party today. And when our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, tried to intervene, I have it on good authority that the Abure camp went ahead against his counsel. His counsel was, look, can we just calm down so that we can bring everybody on board? Don't forget that Dr. Atiku just told you that the new Labour movement or the Labour Party is a coalition of all the leftist organizations in Nigeria. Because INEC deregistered some of them, so they all came together because don't forget that the leftist organization in Nigeria are looking for politics to be played differently from the way the rightists play it in Nigeria. And for the avoidance of doubt, Labour Party in name or in ideal, it's supposed to be a leftist organization. But I can tell you that with our experience, and with some of the shenanigans that are happening today, except somebody comes in to rescue Labour Party, somebody who has a strong ideological bent to the left comes in to rescue Labour Party so that we can have a seamless organization, an organic movement of the Nigerian people that will, push us towards 2027. Labour Party is not different from APC and PDP. India, I'm talking about as it is presently
As the way
constituted.
it is going, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Look, there are certain things I cannot talk about here. Our experiences.
Where did you lose it? Where did the Labour Party lose it? You see, because right now, for me on this table, I know that when you talk about party, you are also talking about honestly, the fact that people come together to form parties.
Yeah.
The problems we have, as painful as it is, and from age and experience we've all been here, the same problem other parties have over time.
Yes.
So what stands me different? What stands Labour Party different from all the so-called shenanigans you're referring to? Is the people. Where did you lose it? Where did the party lose the steam?
You just answered your question. An ideology powers an organization, powers a political movement. Whereas in the rightist political movement, capital is what powers what they do. It's not the interest of the people. They're not interested. I don't want to talk about, there are a lot of development going around. And if you want to count the costs about how it is impacting on the average citizenry, you may not see any much benefit to them, but that's not what we're here to discuss. Labour Party missed it with the kind of people that began to lead it. That was where we missed it. And the people that were leading it were mercantile in nature. They were election buccaneers. They were election merchants, placing placeholders everywhere to use it.
Yeah, what I did too.
In order to use it to circumvent the real people who want a change. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might have some of my people on your platform in case you. Yes. Okay,
sir. So we have a comment. So people can go to the YouTube and drop a comment to make. So Peterman says, you can't be dismissive of the labor unions. Labour Party was originally called Party for Social Democracy.
Yes.
I registered with Labour Party in 2007 because of Governor Mimiko.
Yes.
We're a socialist party, not capitalist.
Exactly. So that is the truth. Peterman just told you the truth. But what we experienced is that a lot of the people there were money-driven, not vision-driven, not ideologically driven. If we had people like Tanko Unisa, for instance, leading the place. And by the way, Peter Obi is from the south. Abure is from the south. In the spirit of federal character, is it right for Abure to continue to be?
Yeah, that's a very very good thing, because I remember this came up. It's one of the major issues that happened with the PDP.
The North should produce the chairman of the party.
Yeah, because now if we really do go back to it, is one of the major issues the G5 governors had with
Exactly.
the presidential candidate
Exactly.
of the PDP
Yes.
and all that. So if those things, and I think that was yesterday too, we spoke about it, that because of the party it is now, it is officially now a national party. It is a big party, whether we like it or not. And we know that the emergence of Peter Obi as the presidential candidate going into the Labour Party really did help it.
It was the catalyst.
It was. So the truth is that if we would sit down here to talk about a lot of things about the APC didn't do some things well, the PDP did not do some things well, then we should be able to sit down and actually ask the Labour Party as well.
That's what he said.
I am a supporter of Labour Party because my candidate is running on that ticket. Okay? If I finally make up my mind to join Labour Party again, because I registered as a member, they delisted me.
Okay.
Where are you now?
Where
are you now?
Of course, I'm a member of the Obedient Movement. I have my own support group.
Okay, tell me, that's different from...
Okay, so you're not a
The
member
Labour
of the
Party.
Labour Party at the moment
Well, yes.
anymore. Why did they
Anymore.
deregister you,
No,
for
I don't
example? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I was going to ask this
They
question.
asked us to register online.
You know,
we
you-
registered online,
Yeah.
and today we can't find our names there. When they had the last charade of an election in the Lagos State Labour, when they were going to choose a candidate for the House of Rep to represent Labour Party in Lagos. You can't believe it. Only about 18 people voted. How can that happen?
No,
In
1-8.
18
1-8.
people.
18.
Yes, in a constituency.
Okay, so what we're saying is that what we're seeing
Even
at
if, they were delegates, it is not possible.
just 18 people. I that's what I'm saying. So what we're saying is that what we're seeing at the national level now, really, there's still a lot more issues with the states
because those at the national level planted their people. That's the typical Nigerian thing. They planted their people across board, and they began to do their funny things.
Who is leading the party? Who is in charge of the party? Who speaks and everybody listens?
Well, Peter Obi speaks and everybody listens, but you can lead a horse to the stream. You cannot force him to drink water. Peter Obi did ask Aburi, hold on, let's bring every other person in so that we can have this large Congress. How can the whole Labour Party that produced 6 million voters have that kind of Congress in Niue? What kind of Congress is that?
So what's the stance of Peter Obi now? Because at the end of the day, like I know you had said it earlier, what if the issues in Labour Party is not sorted? I do not think that it would be looking good for someone like a Peter Obi to go on that platform in 2027. It's not looking good.
Okay,
It looks like a party that is about to implode.
Okay, many of us in the Obedient Movement, actually believe that we should seek our fortunes on a different platform. But Peter Obi is a very peaceful man. Peter Obi is a man who wants to bring everybody together. He doesn't want these divisions and problems. And so he is doing everything in his power to bring these people and make them see reason why the larger majority is better than the few that they are presently. But if you are left, if it's left to many of the obedient movements, many of the support groups have capacity to be registered as individual
parties.
As individual parties.
My group, for instance, People's Organic Movement, we're in the 36 states of the Federation. We're in more than 7,000 local governments. Listen carefully. We are structured to the world level. So if we're going to register as a political party, we will do well. But we are supporters of Peter Obi. Okay? And that's why we are held back from doing, because he has told all of us, no. Please don't do that. Just calm down. Let's find a way to solve this matter. So we are waiting for him.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Oh, yes. But, sorry, sir.
Okay.
We are waiting for him. Anything he does, anything he says is what we will follow.
Okay.
That's the truth.
As a political strategist that you are, and I have always been of the opinion that politics is about numbers.
Yes.
If the Labour Party as structured is peopled by the kind of people that you don't want them there, and you believe you have the numbers, I think it's a wrong move for the Peter Obi movement and the obedient movement to not take over the party. I think that, in my opinion, it's not even a question now, that every member of the Peter Obi obedient movement should go and register as a member of Labour Party and take over the party from the ward to the national level, sir.
You don't hear what I told you.
Yes, sir.
I said some of us registered, and our names are no longer there. Are you not following me?
I mean,
Okay, but that should be fresh. Okay, now.
So sorry. So the point I am making,
Okay.
the point I'm making is that these people who are doing these things, now I don't know if Abure is the one asking them to do these things. Okay? I don't know if he's the one, so that I don't accuse an innocent man. But because I remember that when we started having problems with our members registering in Lagos, I went to Abure in Abuja with his full team, with my full national team. And in my presence, he called the then chairman of the Labour Party in Lagos and told him, you must work with these people. You must work with them. They are large. I've seen their team. We came back. The guy was playing us. He didn't do anything.
Okay, we have another comment. BT616 says the obedience movement's inability to work with others is the heart of the problem. Creating a litmus test is what is causing the kasala.
Okay.
Before, let him respond.
Let me answer him. That is not true. Even with the shenanigan of Labour Party, the obedient movement still went out and was it Labour Party that generated the 6,000 votes? 6 million votes? No.
Okay.
We generated it. We went to grassroots. We sold our things. We sold our properties. Labour Party didn't give us a dime. Peter Obi didn't give us a dime because we know they give shishi. Now, we went to do these things, not because we wanted a change in Nigeria, and we believe that Peter Obi has the capacity and ticks all the dots.
The boxes. Okay.
To make it work.
Quickly, we have another comment.
Sorry, sir. It's not that we do not want to cooperate with them. It's that they were scared. They were scared of our getting involved.
Okay, so I think this probably adds to what you're saying. As BT616 says, Abure changed the laws that bars new members less than 2 years from contesting for leadership positions in the Labour Party.
Exactly.
So this is a very interesting matter.
Many of us were not even interested in contesting. We just wanted to.
We just wanted a change.
To win.
Let's speak to Abure changing those laws.
Yes.
Does he have the power to do that?
Well, if he has the consensus of the National Working Committee and the NEC.
So did he have that?
So I don't know how he arrived at that. It has not been tested in court. A lot of people are planning to test it in court. But hear me. I don't know how he's going to wriggle out of this. Because INEC is saying that the Congress that was held...
They were not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was held in the Navy. Is a nullity.
Yeah.
The original holders of the title deed of the party are saying you were supposed to have left
at a particular
time. We signed an agreement that, okay, because the election was too close, once it is the end of the election, you will give up that position so that there can be a Congress, a convention, a Congress or convention. He flouted all that.
Okay, so again, I wanted to ask you, when you were deregistered, what did you do? When you were trying to register your movement, a movement that is prominent and present in 36 states of Nigeria,
Yes.
and you were not allowed to become official members of the party, what did you do?
At that point in time, there was really not much we could do about it. We couldn't protest. Some of our members had...
Why?
Sorry, because the election was too close. Okay, so
it might look bad on the
Yes.
party. Okay.
So it might look, so the election
Pretty
was too
much.
close, and we
Makes
didn't
sense.
want to rock the boat. So I mean, we could march into the Lagos State. We could march into the Lagos State office of Labour Party, and there will be crisis.
You also said, sir, that you flew all the way to Abuja with the top members of your team.
Yes.
That's the...
My National Working Committee.
I know you changed.
And my
I know you changed the name of the movement to the People's Organic Movement.
Yes.
It's still the same POM.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll leave that.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you why, but you had a meeting with this same Abure, who was the acting chairman or the
Yeah.
chairman of the
And he promised
Labour
us-
Party, and he made a call.
Yes.
Now I want to find out, because you also said during that presentation that you made a few seconds ago to the former chairman of the party in Lagos. How is there a former chairman of the party in Lagos without a Congress?
Okay.
Okay. A lot of things happened. We had a guy who look, okay, because of the election, okay, it was difficult to to do certain things. So we just allowed certain things to go.
You just did not want to rock the boat.
Yes, we just allowed certain things to go so that we can, and because we are not interested in the money they want to share, we were contributing our own money. We were running our own show.
Your own thing by yourself.
We were not interested.
At this point, definitely this conversation is not going away anytime soon. As very enlightening as it is, very, very enlightening from Yunusa Tanko giving us a breakdown of how a lot of things, and we lost him halfway. Sad.
We lost him.
We lost the connection.
Because this is Nigeria. So
Yes, before you put
we lost the connection.
we lost the connection. I would definitely love that we would have him back. Definitely break a lot of things down. We would see, because this conversation is not going anywhere anytime soon. So it might look like 2027 is a long time.
It's not a long time.
But there is definitely
We are
a
work-
lot
we are-
that has to.
The look, I can tell you that we are working. In fact, we are working deeper than you think we are working.
That's good to that's good to know.
Before you go, what stands your party different from the others at the moment?
They don't have
You
a
see-
party.
you see,
Yeah.
What stands our party?
Yes, different from the others.
Ideologically, we are of the left. We're of the left, while the other parties are from the of the right.
Should I say
Yeah.
you are in the opposition?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, hold it.
Yes.
You are in the
There
opposition.
is a president. His name is
No.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's the president of Nigeria.
You are in the opposition.
Yes.
Okay. Hold
If
on.
you are in the opposition
Hold on.
as a party,
Okay, so they have a comment.
Allegation.
Okay. Peter Man says, I see you skip my comment. Dolu is I'm sure you're about to say, it's Dolu actually, not Tolu. But it's Ashiri too.
We are neutral.
Okay, so I'm as neutral as ever, really,
It's a
honestly.
green-
And I maybe,
it's the same
and I
way.
think that you were not listening.
Well, yes, he
I put
responded.
it to you that you were not listening, because if you were listening,
No, he was
your
listening.
comment-
He stepped away from his.
he was listening,
No.
but he was listening with his own mind.
No, because
he was listening with his own mind.
comment.
No, it's
And,
wrong to
he
say
He
wasn't
even
listening.
answered your. He actually answered your. He actually
Yeah,
did.
he
So
was listening.
I
Read it again.
okay, I'm going to read it, but I think I deserve an apology for
Yes,
that. Thank you
does.
very much.
We all do.
So Peter
On our
Man
behalf.
had said that Pastor Ime James had already replied that when he said that you can't be dismissive of the labor unions. Labour Party was originally called Party of Social Democracy and registered in Labour Party in
Which is
2007
true. Which is
because of Governor Mimiko were Socialist Party, not a capitalist. So can you remember that you answered that question?
Yes.
He responded accordingly.
Yes.
Did.
So
And I supported him.
They did.
exactly. So
They did.
I actually read your comments. You should go back. You will see it. Any which way, there are two comments. You only read one.
There's only one
Oh,
there.
there's only one that we can see.
There's
I'm
only
sorry. We can only see one. Maybe you should send it again.
Please
I would
send it
appreciate it if you can send it again. I'm sorry, but I did not see.
If it meets the time, we will take it.
Yeah, if it does, we will definitely take it. But before we go, because I know that this conversation is not ending anytime soon, but I hope that we can still talk about one or two things.
Solution.
But
Tinubu, go ahead.
I think that we should still, if we can move on quickly, because this conversation is not ended anytime soon.
Are you trying to eclipse it?
Okay, we're not doing that today.
Okay.
See, first things first. What are your thoughts? You know that for the past few days, there's been a lot of back and forth between the federal government and the PDP, presidential candidate, Atiku specifically, the former, even as a former vice president. He's been going on about how there are a lot of issues with the Lagos-Calabar highway. We know that the Landmark Group had a lot of things that they've had to say. Yesterday, we spoke about a few things, about a few people at the Ajah axis that they're protesting about the road, that they love things that is going to affect them. And interestingly, what also is surprising is that this road seems to get a lot of businesses out of the way. Not businesses now, a lot of attention from the federal government. Why I said so is that it's not so fast. You never see the federal government start mobilization for these kinds of projects that quickly. So what are your thoughts about it? Do you think the road makes sense in the first place?
Is that what we need presently?
So people could argue and say it is. Someone in Calabar, a businessman in Calabar could argue.
Okay, let me explain it this way. We still ply the main roads.
Sorry, sir, 1 second. Please, I would like to just take this comment. Peterman says, Oya Pele Doluko, we are sorry. I accept your apology. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay, we honestly, I don't think that is a priority. It is good. It will aid movement. But I don't think it's a priority. Listen, Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. Can we find a way to ameliorate this suffering? Can we just find a way to ameliorate it? I have said I'm not going to judge President Tinubu's government.
Administration.
I'm going to give him 2 years.
Okay.
I'm a politician. Tested one. And I know that it is not easy to correct some things. But he brought this upon us. Because he brought Buhari to us. And he told us that Buhari was a converted Democrat.
Okay.
And he told us that Buhari will do it.
That was
He
everything.
told us that Buhari is a military man, that he will stop insurgency. Everything he told us failed about Buhari,
Okay.
which was the reason I told myself I would not vote for him. And I didn't.
Okay. So I think is actually a very nice, very, very valid
He brought it up on us.
angle to it.
Even when his wife, they pushed him away. They didn't listen to him after he brought them to power.
Yeah.
They pushed him away. And after they had pushed him away, because he wanted to become president, he still went. They told him he was an unknown quantity. Buhari said he was the leader of the party. Meanwhile, they had promised him to be the leader of the party. They took it away from him. His wife told him in the second time when they started coming to him, when they saw that they are not going to win without him, he disobeyed his wife. I would disobey my wife.
If you look at it,
We'll fight.
if you also look at it from his own angle,
he has won, Abi.
is the long game,
Yeah.
and it worked for him.
He didn't win.
So can we talk about
Okay.
Yes,
story?
that's the case for another day.
That's a story for another day.
Yes.
Also, quickly, the federal government is now specifically telling the discos that anybody that cannot provide 20 hours of power to the Band A customers will be sanctioned. And it's looking like it is. Remember last week, was it last week or just this week, where the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company were fined because they wrongly charged people they were not supposed to charge. So do we say that this is the way to go? Is that you provide what you are giving people or not?
This is the way to go. However, if you are asking that Band A will pay you 200 and how many? 220 per how do you put it now?
Per hour.
Is it
Kilowatts is kilowatts per hour, 225.
Now let me
for
explain
one.
to you.
I know I've seen
The
it.
people in Band A, many of them are the industry people.
Yeah.
They will reduce the number of their staff.
Okay.
Yes, they will reduce the number of their staff.
But if you're going to get, if we look at it from that angle, isn't it cheaper to have power and better even for your
Why
equipment?
are we-
Isn't it cheaper than buying diesel and all
Listen,
that?
Why are we taking subsidy away from everything? America has power subsidy, energy subsidy.
Okay.
All kinds of subsidy.
Please, I need to move.
Why are we
quickly,
taking
sir.
it away from you took away the
We don't have
subsidy.
time.
You took away the
That's
subsidy
it.
from oil, from petroleum. You took away. You are taking away what we thought was a subsidy in the power sector. Very soon, you will take away the subsidy of our trousers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll go naked.
Quickly, BT616 says, "Oh my God, please study the Pacific Coastal Road. What are you talking about? Let's stop playing politics with everything. This road links 9 states." So I'm guessing this person is saying that the road is needed.
Do we not have roads to those states? That's the question.
But you can also argue that
That's what I'm
if
saying.
it's going to cut time,
I didn't say it is not needed. I said it is not a priority.
it's not priority.
And then you are bringing down properties worth multi-billion dollars worth properties. And you are throwing all those workers into the labor market. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? How do we justify this?
Okay, so we will see where that conversation is going to quickly. The Kano state government is set to arraign its former governor and the APC chairman now, Abdullahi Ganduje, his wife, and about 6 other people on April 17th on an 8-count charge on bribery and funds misappropriation. A retired appeal court Justice Ahmad Olarenwaju Belgore has died at the age of 17. Sadly, also, Lagos traditional ruler Osolo of Isolo has now died today after the Eid prayers. Time does not permit us. I wanted us to talk a bit also about the Olubadan, the new Olubadan, or it's not the Olubadan, it's the Olubadan designate, about how a few people in the Olubadan council are talking about how he is not fit to be Olubadan yet. Quickly before we go, we have a comment. Chief Owonikoko says, "I hope your guest understands that the 5-lane coastal road also has a train line." There seem to be a lot of people for this coastal road.
That's not the point. I didn't say it is not important. I didn't say it is not okay. I said it is not our priority presently.
So we should shelve it and wait for another time.
We have too much on our book. I know he wants to do a lot of things so that when the election time comes, we'll be able to talk about them. It's okay, but it is not presently okay for us. We are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. Look, people are begging for food. Look, I have no problem with the coastal road. I have no problem with that. My problem is it necessary now?
Is it?
Especially because of the state of our economy and how their policies, their their roller coaster policies are affecting the people.
Okay, and on that note, that is all we're able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's been such a very enlightening show, interesting show. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you so much for the people watching. We thank our guests today. We will definitely bring them back because this is a conversation that is coming back to The Bar. This matter is not going anywhere anytime soon. So we're definitely going to bring back Eunice Tanko and Pastor Ime James, and even, if possible, a few people from his
obedience.
Yes, from his so we're going to. Okay, Chief Owani Koko says, you guys didn't let my favorite uncle Tokubo speak today. Why now? I think that no, he did speak.
No,
you are the one that did not join early.
He spoke with
He
you.
did. You
He
did
did not speak the way he used to speak. You are correct, George. If
No,
you
he
are
did not.
correct.
We are going.
Chief Nikoko, there is time on our side. We are not losing it.
Okay, Bukola Medubi says, so interesting. I can't comment. Thank you very, very
Thank
much.
you.
We're already out of time. So see you tomorrow. Peace.